Hi everyone, welcome to another yoga video. Today is going to be a quick stretch for the legs. We will ground down just for a little bit at the start. I have just done a leg workout, so this is much needed, and I thought I may as well record it and share it with all of you. I think grounding down before we begin is a really lovely way to start. Obviously, that's how we would start usually. But I know that if maybe you're not too much into yoga and you've done your workout, you just want a little bit of a stretch, so you can always skip this part. But as I said, I do really encourage it because you're probably sweaty, you're probably out of breath, so it's really nice to ground down, slow the breath down, slow down the heart rate, and then we can begin our nice movement and stretch for the lower body. Get yourself into a comfortable seated position, and then when you're ready to do so, please soften the gaze or close your eyes. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Find length in the spine. And we're just going to concentrate on the breath as it is at the moment. And then see if you can try and slow it down, and in turn slowing down the heart rate. Breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing into the belly. With the inhale, you might want to put your hand there for some sensory feedback. And then feeling it soften with the exhale. Stay in here for a couple more breaths. Blinking the eyes open. We're going to start our flow in butterfly, so bringing the soles of the feet together. You can have them as close or as far away from your thighs as possible. And you can hold the feet like a book, you can clasp your hands, you can hold the ankles. And we're just going to start to flutter the legs. And as you flutter the legs, keep with the breath, inhaling into the belly. We don't want to hold our breath through any point. And then using your own strength, pushing the knees into the mat. My knees are not touching the mat, but feel as though you're pushing the knees into the mat, using your strength. And then bringing the knees up. Pushing the knees down again, using your strength. Bringing the knees up. Last time, pushing the knees down into the mat. Keep breathing. And then bringing the knees up. We're going to make our way to all fours. Your shoulders are going to be over the wrists. Your hips are going to be stacked over the knees. The toes can be tucked or untucked. With the inhale, you're going to tip the tailbone, bringing the chest forward and the chin. And with your exhale, pushing through the hands, tucking through the tailbone, doming through the spine. Chin comes towards your chest. Inhaling into your cow. Exhaling into your cat. Last time into your cow. And last time into your cat. Coming to center, bringing the hands forward, tucking the toes, lifting the knees and the hips. Coming into your downward facing dog, walking out through the feet. Pushing through the hands, the shoulders come up to the ears. This is a nice stretch for the calves and the hamstrings. And then finding some stillness, bending the knees as much as you need in your downward facing dog. Coming forward into a plank. Your right foot is going to come behind the left wrist and your right knee is going to come behind the right wrist. Lowering the body down into a pigeon. If this is too intense, bring the foot closer to the left hip, like so. And then you can always bend through the left leg. Coming into your pigeon. I feel like pigeon is a staple for lower body movement and a really lovely stretch in the hips and the legs. You can find some movement here, keeping with the breath. And then you might want to come down to intensify the stretch in the hip, maybe lowering the head. Keeping with the breath. Breathing into the hip where you're feeling that lovely stretch. Lifting back up. Sitting onto the right hip, swinging the left foot round to come to the outside of the right thigh. You may be a bit weirdly positioned on the mat. You can always come back on the mat or you can stay where you are. And you can always lengthen through the right leg if this feels a little bit too intense. Hug the left leg with the right arm. Bring the left hand behind you. Inhale to find length. And then exhale to twist over to the left. Really hugging that left leg in, feeling that left glute. I'm feeling a lovely stretch in mine. And breathing into it. Bringing the foot back, so into your pigeon or wherever your legs were. Bringing the hands down in front of the leg, tucking the back foot, pushing up, coming back into your plank, and then switching on to the other side. And again, either bringing the foot closer in if needed, and bending through the right leg if that's more comfortable. Finding some movement here, keeping with the breath. And then maybe coming down over the leg, maybe dropping the head. breathing here for a few moments, feeling the stretch in the hips. Lifting up, sitting onto the left hip, swinging the right foot round. Again, you might be off the mat. And I forgot to say, try to ground down through both of your sitting bones. Hugging the right leg in, the right hand comes behind you, inhaling to find length and exhaling to twist over to the right, really hugging in this left leg, feeling the stretch in the glute. Breathing as you hold the pose. Coming back to center. Bringing the feet out in front of you. We're going to roll onto our backs. I didn't really think about my hairstyle for this yoga flow. Bringing the feet hips distance apart on your mat. And cross your right ankle over the left thigh, so it's just a little bit below the knee. Coming into your reclined pigeon, pushing the right knee to the top right of the mat, bringing the left leg towards you. And if that's enough, absolutely stay there, or you can hold the back of your left thigh, or you can hold your left shin as you bring the leg in closer to you, whilst pushing, using your strength, pushing the right knee towards the top of the mat. Lowering the foot down and just swapping over to the other side. Push the left knee to the top of the mat, bringing the leg in, and you can always hold the back of the right thigh or the right shin. Keep breathing as you use your strength to push through the knee and to hold the leg in. Dropping the right foot, bringing the knees into the chest, holding on to the feet, pushing the feet into the hands, coming into your happy baby. And you can always hold on to the backs of the thighs or the ankles. instead of the feet, maybe coming into some rocks for the back. A nice massage against the mat. Finding some stillness. Dropping the feet back to the mat. Lengthen the legs out. Raise the right leg up towards you. And here we're using our strength, but you can always hold the leg if you need a little bit more support. Maybe that's for the leg or the back. And we're going to go between flexing and pointing the foot, stretching out through the ankle, through the foot, through the hamstring. I can feel my quads waking up. Trying to keep the leg as straight as possible. So feeling that strength of pushing the leg into the straight position, going between your flexed and your pointed foot. As you breathe, feeling the core. Gently lower the leg onto the other side. I'm definitely more tighter in my left leg, holding the leg for support if needed, and then going between flexing and pointing your foot. And this is a really lovely way to just feel the difference in the muscles and everything in the leg when you're going between movements. Because in some poses we flex the foot, some poses we point the foot, but sometimes it's really lovely to just go between the two and feel the movement in the leg. Breathing as you move, feeling the core maybe turning on a little bit as you're holding the leg up. Gently dropping the leg, bringing the knees into the chest, rolling over to the right, pushing yourself up into a seated position. And when you found your seated position, soften the gaze or close your eyes. And we'll keep our palms facing up on our knees. Connecting to the breath for the last time in our practice. Lowering the heart rate, softening the breath. Maybe feeling a little bit more open in the legs and the hips. Softening the forehead, the eyes and the jaw. Softening the shoulders. Inhaling the arms up overhead, palms come to touch. and bring the palms into your heart space. Blinking the eyes open. Thank you for joining me in this leg stretch yoga thing. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again on the mat soon.